Okay, so moving on to the final piece of the podcast then, and we're going to be talking about water bills because in the Leaks household, we've had a bit of an issue because water bills have been going up and up and up. Now we're on a water meter, and the first thing I did obviously is rallied the troops in the household and asked everyone to stop using so much water. Think about turning the tap off when they're brushing their teeth, all the usual things you do as family members, tell the girls to stop taking long showers. But that aside, I started to try and have a look and see if there were other ways that we as a family could just save water in general by best practice. And I stumbled across a website, which I'll put on the screen now for viewers who are watching the podcast, but also I'll read out the web address. Now, it's a website called savewatersavemoney.co.uk. And once you visit that website, you put in your postcode, and that will tell the website which water company you've come under and whether you qualify for a certain number of free products. Now, this is where it gets quite exciting because I did this, and as sad as it is, I was super excited to see that my water company, Southeast Water, allowed me to order a number of free products. And you can see from what I've got on screen, these aren't cheap, simple solutions. These are actual products that if you wanted to buy them yourself would cost you a serious amount of money. You've got shower heads, you've got products you can attach to your kitchen tap to regulate the stream. And I'll cut straight to it because here in my hand, I've got the delivery that arrived today, which made me super excited. And I thought, well, we can bring this to the podcast now. So I'm going to open these and reveal these. And the first thing I've got is a free shower head. Now, I am excited about this because I was going to buy a shower head anyway, because ours is a few years old now and it's stopped doing what it should do. And a few of the little bits were blocked up. So yeah, look at this, a brand new shower head. Now, this shower head is designed to regulate the stream and why are you laughing, Damien?
Well, the reason I'm laughing, for listeners, why am I laughing? Because I feel like I'm in a QVC advert. So Andy's got his regulated shower head that will reduce, presumably, the amount of water that's being wasted in the shower. So I'm impressed by that. What next have you got in your box of tricks, Andy?
Well, the next thing I've got is a really simple device here. It's a little rubber device, and ultimately that is a universal plug. You can pop that in any sink and it will ensure that you can plug the sink up. So rather than running water straight down, if you don't have a plug and you don't know where to buy one, you can order one for free, potentially, if your water company allows you to. Let's have a look at what else we've got. Oh, these are quite interesting. So these are buffer loos. Now, the idea here is you fill this up and you pop it in the cistern at the back and it will displace the water and ultimately reduce the amount of water that your cistern needs to fill up. So this bag is for single flush cisterns with a capacity of 7.5 litres, and when fitted, it will save between 1 to 2 litres per flush. Now, we've got a toilet upstairs and down, so there's 2 of those in the bag. So I'm going to be installing those later today.
So that's instead of the old-fashioned sticking a brick in your cistern. So you've got a modern version of that. Brilliant.
That's exactly right, yes. So while we're talking of toilets, we'll talk about these. These are leaky loo strips. Now, the idea of this is you place these strips probably overnight, once you've flushed your toilet for the last time for the day, and you leave it on the back of your toilet. And the idea is that it will be able to detect whether your toilet is leaking water from the back without you knowing. It's very hard to detect. And so the stickers themselves will turn a different colour or completely split in half if you've got a particularly bad leak. But looking at the details on this strip, it could save up to £175 a year if you've got a particularly leaky loo. And who knows, I could well have that because my water bill's gone through the roof, as I say. So looking forward to trying out those.
So just for those listening, there's strips that go into the back inside the toilet. So in case the cistern is dripping water all the time down into the bowl, so you can't detect it. So that is a strip that tells you. So Andy will be able to use that and inform us in a future episode whether he in fact has a leaky loo. What's next?
Next, we've got the kitchen stream tap fitting. So I'm going to put that on our tap. And ultimately, again, it regulates the amount of water that comes through and should save you money when you're doing your washing up in the kitchen. Well, that's all I ordered. I didn't want to get too greedy because there are lots of things you can order. Let's see how we get on with those. There was one other extra thing that they popped in there for free, and this is your stop tap tag. You basically put that on your stop tap. So in the event of an emergency, if you're not around or someone is around, they can easily locate that and hopefully stop you from wasting lots of water and potentially your house flooding as well. So That's, I don't know if that's useful. I'll pop it on there.
I think that is brilliant, given that you have ordered that for nothing and got all those devices. And well done to anybody who's listened to the whole part of that podcast and didn't just sit there thinking about the potential pun that Andy Leaks missed on talking about his leaky household, because I struggled throughout that piece without trying to say the pun. But if you put your postcode into that website that Andy mentioned, if your water pool doesn't actually offer these products linked to this service, like mine doesn't, I'm Thames Water. If it doesn't, then what happens? You get pushed through to a website that helps you save water by asking you a series of easy questions about water usage, like how many showers you use, whether you water the garden, etc., etc. And then it comes up with some ideas of how you can cut your water bills in another way. So I think that was fantastic. I think it's a brilliant piece for the podcast. Do try it. There's a whole range of devices you might be able to get, including ones that Andy didn't mention. So the whole range of them on there.